think we got one of the missing pieces in this story about the 3 Kansas City Chief fans found dead behind their best friend's yard. You see, a lot of people were talking about these 3 men being this close, like they are the main group. And then think of him as like the side BITC, you know what? He's kind of like the side friend since high school. But Alex Lee, people were talking about this Alex Lee guy as maybe he supplied the drugs. Maybe he did it. And I am not too sure about that. I cannot say that. But what I do know for sure is he has a lot of secrets that you guys need to see this, because this is nuts. I got a video that I want to show you. 2 of them, an exclusive interview. And they were friends. See, his family protected him, but they were friends that were like, he got a couple of skeletons in his closet. Man, I got some videos to show you guys. And there has been 3 new videos, 2 new articles that dropped today. Actually, 2 videos that dropped just a few hours ago that I want to get into with you guys. I mean, for Christ's sake, this guy is going into rehab. What are you going into rehab for? Rehab for what? Your drug use? You have a drug use? Could that possibly explain his 2-day slumber hibernation? This guy has secrets. But then, is this also an act? Could this be another stunt, as the wine glass as stunt, as I say? You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about this. Because this is ridiculous. But then rehab? How can you not see them on that patio? Oh my God. You know what? Let me stop the talking. Let me cut the bull crap. I'm going to just start this interview right now. Let's just watch this real quick. It's quick. It's to the point. We're going to dive deep and we're going to get involved. Do me a big favor. Welcome to Novesity. I appreciate you so much. My name is Nove. Do me a big favor, Facebook. Hit the like, hit the share button. That means a lot to me. Tag one friend. I see everybody in the comments. I see people on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? How's it going? Hit the like button for me. Hit the subscribe button for me. That means so much. You guys are absolutely killing it today already. Jesus, chicken strips. Let's jump into this. Are you guys ready for this? Can I get a yes in the comments? And hit that share button for me. Let's hold on. Let me get the comments open before we press play. I got you guys. I got you. All right, we are good to go. All right, let's watch this interview. Listen to this very closely. I didn't watch it. I wait for you guys. I wait for you so we can get involved together. I want to get active, all right? I want to get active. All right, let's go.
A lot of times I'm hearing that David, Clayton, and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side. Mm-hmm. True?
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist. They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he fucked up. He made a mistake. Jordan was the chemist. He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do. And now, to use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig? No.
What about Alex Lee? What do you
know
about him?
I know him.
Yeah? Any idea that he might have brought drugs?
Hell no.
No?
Jordan had him. Jordan was one.
So you don't think any more attention should be paid on Alex Lee?
Alex Lee is a good man. He's a good man. Alex Lee is a solid. He was one of their best friends forever. Jordan is somebody that is known from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay, well,
what?
Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you, and handing them out. Hmm. The police are doing their job. If it takes time, it takes time. I will never tell them they're not doing what they should be doing. They're doing the best they can. It takes time because you want it to be correct at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And that's what I hope is when at the end of the day it comes out correct.
Did I just hear what I... Did I just hear that? Did I just hear that? That this man said Jordan made drugs in high school? What? Can I play this back, y'all? You don't want to go anywhere. Let me play this back. This is important. Listen to what he's saying, okay?
A lot of times I'm hearing that David...
It's only 1 minute.
David, Clayton, and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side.
Mm-hmm.
True?
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist. They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he fucked up.
It was so easy for them to have fun. Holy shit.
He made a mistake. Jordan was the chemist. He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do.
Jordan is a chemist. He's a scientist.
To use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig? No.
To use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig? What?
What about Alex Lee? What do you know about him?
I know him.
Yeah? Any idea that he might have brought drugs?
Hell no.
No?
Jordan had him. Jordan was one.
He believes that Alex did not supply the drugs that night. He said he believes that Jordan has it. I know people are saying Jordan checked himself into a rehab. We will get into that. I want to dive into the most important thing right now, and I want to go on a timeline. We're going to do it the right way here today, and we're going to do it with facts.
So you don't think any more attention should be paid on Alex Lee?
Alex Lee is a good man. He's a good man. Alex Lee is a solid. He was one of their best friends forever. Jordan is somebody that is known from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations.
That statement right there is crazy. This man was known in high school for creating drugs for people to feel what?
Jordan is somebody that is known from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay, well, you want to do this? Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you, and handing them out.
Hmm.
What? I'm going to make this for you. I'm going to make this for you and handing him out?
Creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay, well, you want to do this? Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you, and handing them out.
Hmm.
Y'all, if this is true, oh my God. I cannot fucking believe what I'm hearing. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Me or at Novesity is not claiming that this is a fact, but as me hearing it to someone who is related to the case, his relative, and knowing that Jordan did this I cannot believe that I'm hearing this today. What the fuck?
The police are doing their job. If it takes time, it takes time. I will never tell them they're not doing what they should be doing.
No, in my opinion, they definitely fucked up here. As Jennifer Coffindorfer even said it herself. No, I don't agree with this statement.
They're doing the best they can. It takes time because you want it to be correct at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And that's what I hope, is when at the end of the day it comes out correct.
That's true. I want it to come out accurate and correct. Y'all, I cannot believe what we just heard. I cannot believe. Look at the comments. It's popping off. I cannot believe. Nicole with the 5 gifted, Nicole. Girl, you come out of nowhere randomly. I appreciate you, Nicole. Hot honey, thank you so much for the 1 gifted as well. Thank you. Y'all, what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Oh my God. Yo, I'm not even done, y'all. I got new videos. Not even done. Not even done. I actually have the video of the home. The gate, pay attention to the gate on the left. It is as the home as intended. And it shows clear as day. Have a look. So right here, you can actually see for yourself. Give me your opinion. Is this enough for you guys? Is this enough for you to decide that, can you see someone in that lawn chair? Now, many people think, nope, you can't. Most people, majority of people say, yeah, you can definitely see people, especially wearing red jerseys, all the windows. I mean, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Especially someone singing in a chair. David is not that short, guys. He's a big guy. He will stick out. You're only looking at the chair for what it is. You're not looking at the chair as if someone is in there. You get what I'm saying? Someone is in there. Okay. Rebecca with a gifted sub on YouTube. Everybody on Facebook, I'm just saying, FYI, they're giving out subs over at YouTube. I don't know. These people are, listen. I can't tell them what to do on YouTube. YouTube is wilding out today. Again, is this enough to see someone out here? Is this enough? Can you honestly spot 3 bodies outside? Can you spot bodies outside? In your opinion? Yes, I'm showing new. Yes, I am showing new videos today. I just showed 2. I'm gonna show more exclusive new videos and new nation videos. By the way, Courtney M with the 20 super chat. Courtney M. Oh my God, you starting it off crazy. She says, "What in the chicken strips?" Courtney, that's what I'm saying. I would have never thought that someone would have came out and told me this guy created drugs. He made drugs. He's a chemist. In high school, he told people, "Hey, what do you want?" I have never heard of something like that. This is straight out of a movie, and I wouldn't be surprised they're going to make this into a series because this is nuts. Now, it goes to show that if this is true, if it's true, what the hell can you create to have all 3 men drop dead at the same time? What the hell could you have colluded? What can you possibly make? Can somebody tell me what the hell could you have made? Holy chicken strips, Courtney. I have no idea. Starry Night with the 5 says, the girl who broke and saw David on the porch from Willis' living room. April. That's Clayton's fiance, April. I got her image as well. I would love to get an interview with her, to be honest. Yes, Starry Night, April. So how she would have broke in. Now, do you guys see the gate? Do you guys see the gate? That's the gate that the neighbors said that she came out of. You see, reporter here, Alex, said, hey, the neighbor, I'm standing in front of the gate where April came out, where she said she ran out calling. That's that gate. She came out of there running out. And then, as we see in this image, where's the image of him with his robe and being pregnant? Right here. That's the image of when April was talking to the police and he got arrested, detained, if I might say. Teresa Emlo with the 200 stars. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate you so much. I want to give a big shout out to all the new supporters that joined the family over at Facebook, by the way. Thank you so much. We appreciate you here at Novesity Nation. All right, so let's get into these new videos, all right? We have an exclusive 15-minute premiere from Law and Crime that just released 5 hours ago, talking about the full depth of the case. leading up to Jordan Willis in rehab into the next video. Are you guys ready to see this exclusive footage? Let's see this. Jesse Cruz with the 2 said, I heard he was a confidential informant. Those are rumors going around, Jesse. Rumors going around. Can't say it's a fact. Can't say that to you here in Novesity. But it's a rumor. But now I'm hearing that the guy sold drugs in school. He created drugs. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. Chantel Penson said, I love your show. And I love you. Thank you. All right. Let's, again, Rebecca Hot Honey and Nicole. Thank you for gifting these subs to these people. Everybody, if you got a gifted sub to these beautiful people, say thank you and we welcome you to the nation. All right, let's get it.
Would have spontaneously caused these individuals to have fallen over dead.
The Kansas City Chiefs are headed back to the Super Bowl, but 3 major fans won't be around to see the big game. Did they freeze to death, or was it something more sinister?
Yeah, this case out of Kansas City is arguably one of the more baffling cases that I've come across this year so far, even in 2023, by that standard.
Forensic death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan says,
This is the guy, Joseph Scott Morgan. This man is the man. I love this fucking guy. He told us exactly what we said at the beginning. Something had to, I said this so many weeks ago. You don't freeze to death. Something kept you there in order for you to be immobilized. Think about it, right? It makes sense. Am I correct? You don't just decide to stay there. What was used? What could have you taken to be specific for you to be just to stand there? Now, people are now thinking, could it be that the drug led to hypothermia? That's the video that I showed you with Jennifer Coffendorfer. I love that video. It explains in full detail. We will get back to that. I'll stop talking. I'm sorry.
As there's still many unanswered questions in this case.
Did anything occur within that home that may have led to this? Did they ingest something? Did they smoke something? Was something injected? And absent that, then there's going to be a long road to go down.
To predict where the case is headed, we have to head back to the start when a group of Kansas City fans got together to watch the last game of the regular season, the Chiefs matchup against the Chargers on January 7th. The group included 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 37-year-old David Harrington, and 36-year-old Clayton McGeene, who had all attended high school together. The night of the game, Jordan Willis hosted a watch party that the trio attended. Willis was renting a home on the north side of Kansas City. A 5th friend was also at the home that night, Alex Weimer Lee. He also went to high school with the group. According to Weimer Lee's attorney, he left the house at about midnight when the other men were watching Jeopardy. It wasn't until 2 days later, on January 9th, when the bodies of Johnson, Harrington, and McGeene were found outside.
It's super bizarre because you know what you don't think about.
Did you hear that? We're going to come back. Pay attention to what she just said, okay? I want you guys to remember what she just said.
Is 3 apparently healthy guys. I don't know anything about their medical history, but seemingly, they're in their 30s, robust males, and all of a sudden, all 3 of them drop dead, roughly in the same, approximating one another. I mean, not separated by yards or miles, but by feet. In an enclosed backyard.
It was McGeene's fiance who raised the alarm after she hadn't heard from him in several days. She found his body in the backyard of the home after noticing his phone pinged in the location. The bodies of Johnson and Harrington were also recovered.
Pinged at the location. Guys, see these details? You see this information? These are little details that what I'm talking to you guys about, that what we do here in Novesity. In Novesity, we don't just listen and, okay, these little details matter on a case. Where the phone pinged exactly. Where exactly? You see what I'm saying? Pay attention.
The whole incident left behind just one sole survivor, Jordan Willis, whose attorney says he was asleep for the 2 days after the game on January 7th until the bodies were recovered on January 9th. He says he fell asleep and was asleep for 2 days, didn't notice these dead bodies outside because he was asleep. What do you make of that? What would cause him to be asleep for 48 hours?
The answer to that question, I think, is potentially the same agent that worked upon the individuals in the backyard.
Yep.
You know, how in the world does someone lose 48 hours of their life? I don't know that he was, you know, because when you're doing a death investigation and you begin to try to understand the dynamics of the environment in which an individual is in when they're found, you have to consider everything. So was there some kind of an agent that he could have ingested along with them that would put him into the same state? However, his one saving grace, and this is, I'm just hypothesizing here, but if we look at this from this perspective, his one saving grace is that he was sheltered. He was in an environment that is going to maintain that core body temperature.
So far, investigators in Kansas City have said that this is not a murder investigation. They're saying that Jordan Willis is not a suspect in this. He's been cooperative. No charges have been filed against him. There's no suspicion of foul play. Is that accurate? I mean, did they jump to conclusions? Should they be taking a closer look at everything that potentially there is foul play?
There's a checklist that we go through as death investigators, and what I teach my students at both the university where I teach and police academy is that every death is a homicide until proven otherwise. So I wonder from their perspective, because I'm not there, I wonder if it met that standard. And so they've checked homicide off of their list, and now they're kind of going down the list till they're going to land at a location that seems reasonable.
What sort of factors would go into them proving that it wasn't a homicide already this early on?
Well, I think probably the most glaring thing, first off, where you're going to start is absence of trauma, presence or absence of trauma. So is there an indication that any of these individuals may have been beaten, subdued, or sustained any kind of injury? We haven't heard anything like that as to this point.
So why would Johnson, Harrington, and McGeene act so out of character? The big question mark for me, though, is that these three men went outside and they didn't come back inside. If they were chilly, if they were feeling cold, if they were having any of these symptoms, they could have just walked inside. So is that a mystery part of this story?
Yeah, so it provides us clues in this particular case where there are certain things that we're going to look for. Remember how we had talked about that people just don't spontaneously fall over dead. So there has to be, I think at least, some agent involved here, something that is going on internally, probably at a chemical level, to get three individuals, grown men at this stage in their life, to suddenly collapse and not be able, and this is important, not be able to look out for their own personal welfare.
I'm going to pause this real quick because this is a long video. Could it possibly be that everyone took this drug and it so happened to be that Willis survived out of all three? But why did he survive? Over David? Over Ricky? Someone that is more of a body mass? Why would Willis survive this ordeal? This is what I cannot wrap around my head. Willis, how did you survive this? If you took whatever agent they did as well, or poison, what have you. Could it have been accidental? Possibly, guys. I never claimed that it wasn't. I just claimed that his moves, his statements, his lawyers as well were contradictory, didn't make any sense, was a lack of enthusiasm when it came to responding to phone calls. I mean, Willis, you yourself could concur that if I was to falsely accuse you of things, you would understand that. Why? But I can't, not in my position. Willis, but what I don't understand, and you do watch my podcast, absolutely, Willis, what I don't understand about you is that if you took the same exact stuff, can I ask you the question of, did you also drew blood? Or was that question not raised to you by the ridiculous law enforcement? Just because of how you were cooperative, anybody could be cooperative. That doesn't mean you didn't make a mistake. I could supply drugs and not have a criminal record and didn't plan on murdering my friends, but I still supplied the drugs and made a mistake and killed my friends. You still need to suffer for those consequences. Not saying that you did, but it could be a scenario. High probability, if anything. Did you survive because you was inside the home and they were out in the cold? Could hypothermia have a play in this because it snowed the next day? Light snow in the afternoon? What was supplied between all you three? Could it be that you survived because you were inside the home and you slept for the 2 days as they slept 2 days outside? It's a lot of factors that come into play. Could they have overdosed? Absolutely. Could they have just been paralyzed enough for them outside to suffer and be awake that whole time and died in the cold? Willis, I'm going to be honest, whether you're guilty or not, I don't know. You are going to be the only one that has this knowledge. Even when Alex's statement and your statement contest, Alex still left. Alex is still alive. And you're alive as well. You were the only one that was the last one with them. Let's get to these super chats real quick. I saw a lot of super chats. Don't worry about it. You're not forgetting. Deb says, thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you, Deb, for the 2 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hot Honey with the 10 super chat says, no, remember I said on the phone that he may have made something. I can't get over that the family was given their belongings. They wasn't giving them the belongings. Hot Honey, well, good super chat. So how did he not know that they ever made it home? And now that we know that the phone pinged their location, how you didn't hear these phones go off? That's what I'm talking about. Julie with the 1999 super chat. Jesus Christ, Julie. She says, do you think this is what the mom couldn't say that she heard? Oh, Julie, good super chat. Possibly. I love your podcast and I'm having withdrawals. Well said, Julie. That's a possibility, Julie. That is a possibility. Maybe it could be something that's still coming. There is a prosecution case and all this other stuff coming into play. Well, super chat. Well done. Alexis with the 199 super chat. Thank you so much, Alexis. I appreciate that. Laura with the 20 super chat says, if they were drinking, then he gave them drugs, then they passed out, then they could have been alive when he placed them outside where they died from the elements. 2 were about to leave. That's why 2 have jackets. That is a wild theory. It is a possibility that the drinking had to been in play. As to them prompting, like him putting them there, police said there's no evidence of that. I mean, they fumbled a lot in this case. I wouldn't be surprised, Laura. I wouldn't be surprised. Thank you for the 20 super chat. I appreciate you so much. Juanita with the 5 super chat says, so with Jordan Willis turning himself into rehab, shouldn't they say something about to happen that night? Juanita, just because he put himself into rehab, now that could be a good and bad thing in his case. Good as in like, hey, he must have did drugs too, which, guys, it could be. Or this could be just a way for him to have some sort of like protection. And we're going to get into that, Juanita. I'm going to get into that. Daniela with the 1 super chat. Thank you so much, Daniela. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Now that we broke half to this video, let's continue with this. Consider this video as halftime. All right. This video was halftime. Now let's continue to the other half of this video, everybody. Do me a favor. Facebook, hit the share, hit the like, because we're getting involved. This shit is wild here. This is wild. If I missed your gift or your super chat, please forgive me. There's so much going on. But thank you so much.
Morgan says if foul play was ruled out, investigators likely moved on to new theories pretty quickly.
Right now, if they're saying that this is not a homicide or homicides, we need to make that plural, then for me, the next logical step is probably going to be an accidental event. And that can involve any number of things, any kind of toxic substance that they may have been exposed to. Now, whether or not there was some kind of malicious intent with their exposure to this, if it does in fact exist, then that's another road that the police will have to go down. But the starting point is obviously going to be the tox exam.
The next step is determining what kind of drug could cause potentially 4 grown men to be completely knocked out.
Hold on, you're confused. Hold on. Don't be confused with what she said. They are working with the theory as if Willis took that as well. I want to stress that. That's going to confuse a lot of people in the chat. That's going to confuse a lot of people in the chat. Be very careful. They're going with the direction as if they all took the drug, including Willis. And like, why did they survive? And you know what I'm saying? It still could be that they 3 took the drug and not Willis. Or a different scenario theory is that Willis took the same drug with them. But another question what people are not asking is, does Alex Lee know about the drug? And did he took it as well? I want to stress here that I'm very disappointed with Kansas City Police. I'm very disappointed. Like as someone who has doing this type of stuff for a while, true crime, as an independent journalist, I would say so myself. With many cases, I'm very disappointed in you guys. That's my message to you. I'm very disappointed, especially not sharing anything with the families, no update information, the way you handled Jordan Willis. I'm very disappointed. Remember, there's a difference between getting a warrant and him letting you into his home. When getting a warrant, you get to, as by law, you can collect a massive amount of evidence. You can thoroughly search the apartment. I'm surprised you guys didn't at least test a hair strand, test his blood. Not saying that you didn't do that part now, I don't know, but we would have heard about it, right?
Exist, and that's another road that the police will have to go down. But the starting point is obviously going to be the tox exam.
The next step is determining what kind of drug could cause potentially 4 grown men to be completely knocked out.
As an investigator, you begin to think, well, what could facilitate this? Well, it's going to have to be something that would be quick acting. It would have to be something that is so physiologically overwhelming so that it knocks a grown man to their knees.
Yep.
As
That's
a matter
what
of
we
fact,
said.
they might not even be capable of rendering aid, not just to themselves, but to one another. Because obviously there was one person that went down probably first. Was there a lack of awareness on everybody else's part that this was occurring, and then suddenly it occurred? Suddenly it happened to them. And what would that be? Well, I have to think of something that is going to drive down your neurological responses to the point where you're almost in a comatose state at that point in time. Well, what could facilitate that? At the top of my list are going to be opioids or perhaps some kind of synthetic opioid. And I think that that's probably what is involved in the toxicology right now.
So far, we're still waiting on toxicology and autopsy reports.
You just heard it for yourself. Someone who is a professional, this man knows his shit. He just told you what it could have been. Guys, everything that he just said, we literally said this and we nailed it in a coffin. It's not about being right. It's about that we knew it by truth. You understand? We knew it. Some type of opioid. And then to knock 3 grown men. Guys, it's not about only knocking them out. It's around the same time. Do you understand that? Why would David be on the chair? You don't get it? If two men, let's just say two men, Clayton and Ricky, knocked out, wouldn't he react? Get up? Wouldn't he get up? He knocked out on the chair. So in my mind, I'm thinking that David, sadly, deceased first, and then the rest of the two. Because if the rest of the two got deceased first, he would have saw that, bodies dropping, then would have gotten up, made a call, did this. David must have, sadly, passed on the chair, and then them two right after, being applied with some of the agent they either digest or took in as drugs. How are you gone on a chair?
While we don't know an official cause of death yet, a lot of people speculating that they may have frozen to death. So if we're talking about that physiologically, what happens to your body as you're freezing to death?
Well, what's going to happen, and of course, this is all environmentally dependent. It's heavily dependent also on the clothing. You know, are you layered up? You know, we always hear that, when they talk about dealing with the cold, you need to layer and that sort of thing. If these individuals were out there in this environment and they didn't have the appropriate clothing on, first off, that's going to speed this process up. So physiologically, what occurs is that the more of a reduction of your core body temperature.
Look at his body mass. You guys seeing that?
Particularly in this rapid rate that this probably occurred in, due to the ambient environmental temperature. And remember, the temperature from the last moment they were known to be alive, the temperature is progressively going downward. It is going to send you into a cardiac event. And the way this happens is that your core body temperature begins to drop. Your body cannot accommodate that, either your heart or your brain. And so you'll have an event that will slow your heartbeat down, because keep in mind, our heart is, and our brain at a primal level is struggling to stay alive. You know, it wants oxygen. It has to be, the tissues have to be well oxygenated. That occurs through blood flow. And then as the heart begins to slow as a result of this external temperature that's decreasing, as well as core body temperature, it's going to send them into a fatal event. And that's what probably happened in this case.
Family members of Johnson, Harrington, and McGeene have been outspoken, saying the men were not drug users and would not have willingly stayed outside long enough to freeze to death. Instead, they're pointing the finger at Willis.
As to Mr. Willis, here's one of the problems we're going to encounter if we're trying to correlate the happenings in the backyard with this 48-hour gap for him. If he had the same agent on board, and remember, the police came to the door 48 hours later, one report said that he was dressed in boxers and he was holding an empty wine glass, I think, at that point in time. Did they take him in for an exam? Because we're going to be absent that piece of data. We don't know if they did a blood draw on him. We don't know if he was physically assessed by a medical professional. I think that could help, but I don't know if that necessarily occurred. Even if EMTs came out to the scene and examined him, it doesn't sound like that happened, though, because they began to question him at that point in time.
Yup.
So it'd be good to have his data if that could be correlated.
Morgan says the rental house and scene of the men's deaths could hold key information into the investigation.
One thing from me, from a forensic standpoint, that is going to be absolutely positively critical in this case is that any containers, drinking vessels, anything that they found adjacent to those remains in the backyard, those should have been collected and those should have been analyzed. And also anything contained within the home. We haven't heard if a search warrant was issued for this home and the police thoroughly went through it with a fine-tooth comb, looking for answers essentially as to what could have brought this about, because this is not just you can't look at from a medical legal standpoint. You can't look at this from simply a crime standpoint. This is when you start to talk about 3 individuals that are deceased and a fourth that has lost 2 days. This is like a public health event at that point in time. You want to know if there's anything that's there in that location that's creating a problem.
This potential mystery drug could mean danger for the public.
If this is some kind of street drug and it is this powerful that it would kill these 3 individuals along with hypothermia, we have to put that caveat in there. I think that it would be in the best interest of law enforcement investigators to find the source of the substance, because Lord only knows how many other people might be at risk out there. Because if it'll take out 3 people and potentially have another one lose consciousness for 48 hours or more, this is something that's out there that's rather dangerous. So they need to track down whatever this is, if there is this mysterious substance out there, and deal with that subject and that substance as expeditiously as possible, because other lives could be at risk.
And there's still the question of how the men potentially accessed this drug.
You have to ask yourself this question: did anything occur within that home that may have led to this? Did they ingest something? Did they smoke something? Was something injected? And absent that, then there's going to be a long road to go down. They have to find something from a toxicological standpoint to explain this. And look, people can be, and this is the way let's just take a stab at this and say that, all right, people are saying this is a homicide. Well, how do you get this substance into somebody's body, whatever it is, this mysterious substance, in order to bring about their death? Well, you would have to have access to either their drinks, you would have to inject them with something, you would have to offer them something to smoke that might contain this agent. Was there an opportunity to do that, and who was involved in it? So I think that's the big ask right there.
While investigators are working behind the scenes, Morgan says it makes sense they haven't yet spoken out publicly.
As a matter of fact, medical examiners have been kind of mute at this point in time, as well they should be. I don't blame them. They need to be quiet during this period of time, because the police are working this investigation from their angle. The ME is working it from their angle. And so when you begin to kind of go down this checklist, after you've passed all of those little points along continuum for homicide investigation, then you begin to think about, well, what could define this as an accident? What would it be that would have spontaneously caused these individuals to have fallen over dead?
This is probably one of the most informative video I have ever watched on a case in a long time. I'm not gonna lie. What he was generally saying, if you're just tuning in or you missed it or you don't get it, is that they strongly believe that it is correlated to drugs. But what specific type of drug? He's hyper focused on a specific drug, because he not only thinks that he's thinking that how the hell can a drug impair 3 grown men? That could be a danger to the public. And I actually understand him, because what the hell can it be used? Can you answer me in the comments? Can you tell me in the comments right now, what in the world, what agent, what drug, what specific goddamn strand, what is it that can impair people in such a manner that they all 3 dropped so mysteriously? You need to paint a picture in your head, right? You need to think for a second. What the hell? Like, right back here. And what way? Why would a man be in the chair completely impaired? In a chair. Like, if I'm taking a drug and something's wrong, I'm going to get up, try to get help. Get up, get the phone. But he's in a chair, just like, guys, what the hell is that? And then for the two men not to realize David and David not to realize two men, I can understand why everyone is puzzled by this case, but not only by law enforcement, reporters, news anchors. This guy is a professional at his craft, and he himself is like, what in the world is going on? Now, we are caught up with our feelings on this case, but you have to remain unbiased, people, of how Willis acted while his friends were deceased versus being impaired for 2 days if drug was induced in his system as well. You get it? How the hell do you lose 2 days? You understand what I'm telling you? 2 days. Guys, I was supposed to have someone on Novesity, an exclusive interview with someone who has taken more than 12 drugs. Yes, I'm telling you right now. Yes, I'm not afraid to admit it. I was going to bring somebody on the show who has ingested more drugs than you possibly manage. And she was going to tell me, no, that drug doesn't do that. No, this drug does that. No, you would need this drug or mix it. She's mixed drugs. She laced it. She did all types of stuff. And by God's grace, she's still with us. She was the perfect person that I wanted to interview here. And it was, she said no. It's a maybe still. This is why this case is ridiculous. It's definitely a mind boggler. And I didn't forget the super chats, guys. Everybody sent super chats. I did see it. I just wanted to get my take on this interview. Dog Mom with the $2 super chat. She said it right. She said he had the antidote to the drug. Possibly. He is a chemist. He does work in the field. Probability. Roger G with the super chat says, $4.99 says, maybe feeling hot is a side effect of whatever they might have taken. And also, why the three were outside. Roger, that's a very good one, Roger. Thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate that. Laura with the 5 says, couldn't the first that survived helped him take the 3 outside? Then it snowed that night. Well, Willis passed out, as his statement says. See, this is why it's so fishy, because his statement contradicts. Oh, this is such a messy case. And then they were separated from each other. You know, Laura? Christina with the 2 super chats says, maybe Willis' body is used to the drugs. Oh, shit. Possibility. I mean, the man lost 2 days. But would he have lost 2 days if he was used to it? Golden with a $9.99 super chat says, David died sitting up. Rigor mortis set in. He could have only been moved to the chair. What if the other 2 saw him die and tried to leave to escape through the back? And well, if that's the case, why were they were in the backyard? You understand? So if David is out here on the chair, why are they out in the backyard is what I'm saying. Good super chat. But if they saw him, they would have went to the porch, not more towards the back. You understand? This is why this case is fucked. I think David would have saw them pass out more than him. They could have just saw him fell asleep in the chair. If I was high on drugs or drinking, and I'm with Clayton, as saying that I'm Ricky, I would have been like, listen, hey, David passed out. Look, he's so sleeping. Little did they know, he's stunned, paralyzed, or some type of agent just made him fell asleep. Thank you, Nicole Holder, for my membership. Love your channel, Nove. I'm addicted to your chicken strips. Bonnie, thank you so much. And yes, Nicole, thank you for gifting those 5 subs to random people over at Novesity on YouTube. All right, let's get back. This case is just I just can't with this case. All right, rehab. Host of Chiefs games, host of Chiefs watch party where 3 men frozen to death, checks himself into rehab. Checks himself into rehab. The Kansas Chiefs fans who said he slept for 2 days as his 3 friends were frozen to death in his backyard has checked into rehab. Why would you check into rehab? That's Jordan Willis is facing his addiction head on. Addiction. This is not looking too good for you, Willis. What the fuck did you... Oh my God, calling the death of his friends an enormous wake-up call for Willis without elaborating on the exact nature of his addiction problem. Oh my God, this is getting out of hand. Chat, are you reading this? YouTube, Facebook, are you reading this? The bodies of Ricky, Clayton, and David were discovered frozen outside of Willis, Kansas City house. Despite the circumstances, the Kansas City Police Department has said that the deaths are 100% not being investigated as a homicide. This man checked himself into rehab after his friends died. A decision that angered some of the men's relatives, with Ricky Johnson's father telling Fox News that he believes Willis drugged his son. Lisa House, welcome to the Novesity Nation. Welcome to the club, Lisa House. Law enforcement are still awaiting on the autopsy and toxicology report. This man.
They die and why?
New videos today. Let's get involved. Oh, by the way, oh my God, Facebook Star Senders, I didn't get to you. I'm sorry because it was a long video. Okay, Sean McCurry with the 145 stars. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Alicia Lynn with the 500 stars. Alicia, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Jessica Gilman with the 100 stars says, why would he have been outside to smoke as well? And how did he get undressed if he was passed out? Why wouldn't the fiance even wait 3 days? You know what? That is a very good question. Why were you separated at the time of their death? Jessica, very good question. Very good question. Huh. Stacy stays strong with 145 stars. Thank you so much. Alicia, again with the 100 stars, says, thanks for coverage. It's probably fentanyl. In an accident, if he freaked, went to rehab for attorney and he had no one home. You think it's a freak accident? Possibly. Jessica Gilmore with the 100 stars says, if he passed out for 2 days, why did he wake up and get undressed? I think the right question is, why did he wake up right when police came? That is what makes this story weird.
Did they die? Autopsy and toxicology results are still pending in the deaths of 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans who were found frozen to death in a backyard 3 weeks ago. The backyard was behind the house of a man named Jordan Willis. And just moments ago, we learned that Jordan Willis has reportedly checked himself into rehab for substance use disorder. The friends had all spent the night at a football watch party, and 2 days later, they were found dead in the backyard of Jordan Willis's home. Willis says he had no idea his friends' bodies were out there. He said he was sleeping on the couch with noise-canceling headphones on the entire time. Police say they have no evidence of foul play, but the families of the victims aren't buying it. Today, the families met with the district attorney assisting the Kansas City Police Department with the case in the hopes of getting the deaths investigated properly. Joining us now is Alan McGeene, the cousin of one of those victims, Clayton McGeene. Alan, thanks so much for joining us, and I'm so sorry to be meeting.
Okay, so this is Clayton's relative. This is interesting, okay? I never saw an interview with him I never did. If you have, okay, but I never did. It's always good to get information and other details from other family members that potentially could have known Jordan. Because if Jordan was actually a friend to them, he will be introduced to other family members. Hence why I said this is important. That's why these details matter. Get involved. hit that share button for me, Facebook. Facebook, we just need 30 more shares and likes, okay? YouTube, we have 2,000 people watching over at YouTube, but only 477 likes. Can we just get 300 more? I would appreciate it so much. I love you guys, and thank you for spending your night with me watching this. I'm really sorry that I'm delayed on this stream. Internet problems, and I had to prepare for this, and this took me a while, as well as I'm bringing up the new Novesity.store that is releasing next month with all new exclusive merch coming out with Novesity logos. So it took me a while, so forgive me.
You under these circumstances. This has been so frustrating for all of you as you wait for some sort of information, and every single family member we've talked to says they're not getting any.
Yeah, it's been a slow process. We really haven't got a lot of information. It seems like anytime we've gotten anything, it's been more from the media that has helped us out than from the police themselves.
You were working, so you couldn't go to the meeting today, but Clayton's fiance, who was the person who found all 3 bodies, was at that meeting. Tell me what they were all going in hoping to hear.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to get a little bit of movement on it. You know, as far as the current, as far as my understanding, the current police force that's on it hasn't really been doing much of an investigation. So I believe that they're trying to work with a new, and again, I'm entirely sure of all this. It's all pretty fresh, but they're working on getting a new prosecuting attorney on the case, and maybe get a different group of officers out there to do the investigation.
Oh, wait, why? Wait, why? Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Why are they getting new? Wait, why? Wait. Am I wrong, guys? If you're doing that, that means that you're not content of what has been happening. Correct? Like they want to get, hold on.
That they're trying to work with a new, and again, I'm entirely sure of all this. It's all pretty fresh, but they're working on getting a new prosecuting attorney on the case, and maybe get a different group of officers out there to do the investigation.
Your cousin Clayton was only 36 years old. He was strong and healthy. What do you think happened?
At this point, it would be total speculation. So I wouldn't. I have my guesses. You know, I think it'd be foolish to assume that there wasn't drugs involved, especially now that the Jordan has checked himself into rehab. So I mean, drugs being involved, yeah, I would imagine it's drug related.
Yeah, I mean, no judgment, but did Clayton and his friends use drugs recreationally? Do you know what kind of drugs they would use at times?
Yeah, you know, I couldn't speak on that personally. You know, we worked together pretty regularly, and then the weekend stuff that the guys did, you know, I didn't really spend too much time with that. You know, I had family and 2 kids and running a business, so I couldn't really speak on that too much. You know, but he showed up to work every single day. He was a hard worker. So as far as whatever he did on his own time, I didn't really care, as long as he showed up to work on Monday. And he's the hardest working man that I got the pleasure to work around. And yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah, you worked with Clayton every day, along with one of the other victims, Ricky Johnson. So I imagine that Monday morning when they didn't show up, you must have known something was wrong. 2 of them not showing up.
Yeah. Ricky doesn't work with me regularly, but he has a huge construction background. His family has a construction background, and when you know, we had plans to plug Ricky in that day, and I talked to Clayton and Ricky earlier on that Sunday afternoon at about 7:30, and we had plans to work together on that Monday, and yeah, no call, no show, which is that doesn't happen from Clayton.
Bottom line, Alan, are you frustrated that the Kansas City Police Department had ruled immediately that there was no foul play involved?
I gotta hear this.
Do you still think there's a possibility there was?
I mean, you'd have to define foul play at first. You know, a couple guys hanging out, and then one of them, you know, I don't know if that would be considered as foul play, but negligence, absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Alan McGeene, I hope you get answers soon. I know this has been an incredibly painful time for so many of the family members, but the not knowing has got to make it 1,000 times worse. Really hope you get those soon. Thanks for talking to us today.
That was the perfect word that I was looking for. We absolutely see some depth of negligence from Kansas City Police Department. It's ridiculous. Well said, this guy. But remember, we know the definition of foul play. Remember where we learned it? That video with Koffendorfer? You guys remember, right? We learned that definition of no foul play. That man, Willis, is not off the hook just yet. Shit, even Alex, respectfully, I'm not saying that they both guilty or they both did it. I have to say this. I have to be careful what I say. But nobody's clear. Nobody's clear. Nobody's clear. Oh, Alicia Lynn at Facebook said negligence, not murder. Alicia Lynn with 100 stars says, please get yourself some healthy food tonight. I didn't eat anything today. Like, I didn't eat nothing yesterday. I went to sleep drinking water, literally. How did you know? And maybe suggest we all pray for the families before you off air. Yes, I agree. Yes. Yes. Thanks for being, you for being true. Thanks for all the input tonight. Alicia, thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Scarlett, thank you for the one gifted sub over at YouTube. Guys, if you got a gifted sub from these people over at YouTube, that's a lot, because they're giving you if you're subscribed to Novesity over at YouTube or Facebook, you get a lot of priority and perks, a lot. So please say thank you to these people. They, that would mean a lot to me. I'm gonna save this video. Oh yes, Kumo. Let's get into Kumo chat. Let's get into this. Yes, okay. Let's get into this video. Hit the like and share. YouTube, spam that like button. Share it to Twitter or whoever, your friend or anybody. And let's get involved.
We have new information that may indicate we have less of a mystery in this case of the 3 dead men in Kansas City. Jordan Willis, the man who lived in that home, whose story has kind of been, let's say, inconsistent. He has now checked himself into rehab. So that fuels an assumption, even without the toxicology, that drugs played some role in what happened here.
Yep.
There's another survivor who was also there that night, who has a past that is also instructive of drugs being part of this behavior. And that doesn't make the loss any less painful. It doesn't make the loss any less tragic that these young men with families are here no more, no matter what their choices were. Also today, after weeks of silence, the police finally met with the families of the deceased. What did they tell them? Let's bring in Fox 4 KC reporter Malik Johnson.
They finally came to the families now? I'm telling you, the only reason they did, because it was an outcry from the public. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Yes, Summer Grammar, I did change the name. Welcome to Novesity. Y'all, I'm telling you, the public did that. I'm telling you right now.
Been covering the case in Kansas City. Also joined by former FBI agent, News Nation Law and Justice contributor, Jennifer Coffindaffer. Malik, thank you for coming back. What do you know?
Of course. So we know that these families met with the prosecuting attorney who will be in charge of bringing charges if this case rises to that point today. We know all 3 families were represented in this meeting. Clayton McGeene's family, Ricky Johnson's family, and David Harrington's family. We spoke with the attorney representing the Johnson's family after they left this meeting, and they left satisfied, they said. They said finally they feel heard, that after weeks of not being able to get in contact with police, not being able to get in contact with the prosecuting attorney, they finally felt heard. And most importantly, they said that they feel as though that this is being taken seriously. I know that they had been on your show and the families had explained to us how over the last few weeks they felt as though this wasn't being taken seriously, as though this was just being looked at and looked over in a sense. But now they say, after today's meeting, that they understand why police and prosecutors have moved the way that they have. And quite frankly, they were hopeful. They were optimistic walking out of that courthouse in Platte County today, Chris.
Malik, you've been filling in the facts and details of what we know and what we don't know. The time of death is going to be instructive. Jennifer and I will talk about this. But what have you learned?
Yeah, so this is some new reporting that we actually just got to today, working with our sources to get it all confirmed. But as you say, it is so important because it goes to that timeline. When did this happen? How did this happen? And now we're learning that these 3 men, at least one of them, presumably all 3 of them, were up as early as about 2 a.m. Monday morning. So we know that this 5th person left just after midnight, and now we know that these 3 men were still up at about 2 a.m. Monday morning. So what happened between that 2 a.m. period and that 10 p.m. on.
Hold on, guys. Let me rewind that part. I'm going to listen to what he just said right there.
Yeah, so this is some new reporting that we actually just got to today, working with our sources to get it all confirmed. But as you say, it is so important because it goes to that timeline. When did this happen? How did this happen? And now we're learning that these three men, at least one of them, presumably all three of them, were up as early as about 2 a.m. Monday morning. So we know that this fifth person left just after midnight, and now we know that these three men were still up at about 2 a.m.
2 a.m. now.
Monday morning. So what happened between that 2 a.m. period and that 10 p.m. on Tuesday night period is going to be instructive in figuring out exactly what happened. But we do know now, and I think it's a huge thing, Chris, because the timeline is the most important thing, considering these three men were in the backyard for as long as they were. So how long were they actually there? And every day, we're making inroads on creating a more defined timeline as to when this happened and when they were last heard from before, of course, they went silent.
Jennifer, the idea of the witness, the man who lives in the house, first of all, being allowed to stay in the house. We don't know what they did in terms of looking at his lab equipment. Supposedly he's a chemist, a scientist who works in his house. You know, they didn't make it a crime scene. What does it mean that he is now checked into rehab?
Well, I find that interesting. I mean, certainly, as you point out, now it gives us another indicator that, of course, drugs probably led to these tragic deaths. But I find the timing a little bit interesting in terms of, is this some sort of excuse possibly that will be used to say, listen, I was out of it, even if I was home, even if I was on social media using my phones, even if I did exit it, I didn't see them because I've got a problem and I was messed up that night.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to...
Hold on. No. I got to get the rest of this. What did we say at the beginning of this podcast today? Didn't we say that it could go two ways? Either it is kind of like an alibi, kind of, because it's after, or we could look at it as in, yo, you had a drug problem, Willis? So what drug? What drug? And let me tell you something. They're going to ask that question to him, right? I swear to the heavens above, when that toxicology report comes back, and if he tries to not match what they all have in that system, you get what I'm saying? Once we know he goes to rehab for what? Drug? Okay, what are you addicted to? Does it match what's going to be found in the toxicology report for these three men? Because if it's mixed, it's laced. I'm telling y'all, we are getting day by day closer to understanding this. This man is in rehab. What? Hey, by the way, Persono, good fucking job, by the way. Good job. I haven't heard shit from him. Nothing. Laura with the 20 super chat. Jesus. When I went to a concert by myself, I stopped by a bar and got a drink. The next day I know I missed a 3-hour concert. I had to have been slipped something. So I think there was something in their drinks. Possibility. Absolutely, Laura. And I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry. That's terrible, Laura. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for telling us that. That's definitely, yes. That could be something. Absolutely. Kenna with the 49 super chat said, conflicted of interest. The DA has a conflict of interest. Okay, I see what you're saying. Or something like he's had contact with Willis or Alex, or could be related. Possibility. See, I love these super chats because you guys actually say theories or statements that are very good. No, who would have known that it came to this? Think for the beginning of this case. People thought they just died of like a tragic death, but drug related. This guy's a chemist. Somebody said that he made drugs in high school for people. What? And nobody's asking the question. The main question. Nobody's asking this question. Why is the chemist alive? Nobody asked that question yet. Hi, Nove. Is there a super chat party on here? Like Facebook? Like a star party? No, Rebecca. It's only the super chats, supposedly. That's a good, Rebecca, that's a very good question now. We just got super chats. You can gift memberships. You can become a member of Novesity Nation. But no, only just super chats. Maybe we should start our own party, right? Golden with a 999 says, Jordan may have realized that David was dead. And the others didn't. Jordan showed them out of the back door or confused that they died and horsing around out there. That's a possibility. I'm trying to think of how. Like, couldn't they have checked on him? Thank you for the super Golden. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Good theories. Good theories. Good theories. Good theories.
News name.
Guys, I am going to get the rest of this interview. Give me a second. Hold on real quick. Hold on. This interview has got to be brand new. Oh, there's another new video, right? Oh, no, there's not. Hold on. Shit. They haven't released it yet. They haven't released it. Part 2 to this video, they haven't released it. Fuck. They haven't released it yet. Fuck. All right, guys. You know what? Let's take some phone calls. I want to hear something from y'all. This is the last day of the month. I want to hear something from y'all. You know what? This is perfect. Everyone has so many theories, right? Well, you know what? Let's get involved. I'm going to pin this phone number on YouTube and Facebook. Here it is. Let's do that. If you are a member with a crown on YouTube or a green heart badge on Facebook, text with your name and say that you are a member so I can cross-reference to see that you are. I want to get priority. Dorothy with a $2 super chat said there's a doggy door in the back door. Yeah, so we talked about that days ago, about the doggy the back door. So there were rumors saying that the dogs were there, but there's no definitive answer, like a definite answer. We only have statements from the family that said that. I just don't want to give you false information. I want to be accurate, but the doggy door, absolutely. Did he take his dog in the backyard to take a shit? That I don't know. That I don't know for sure, but that's a very good question. All right, guys. So now, all right, you guys got the phone number. It is pinned. It is pinned, y'all. And just let me know. DC with 20 gifted subs. DC. She's pulling off Elizabeth moves. Holy shit. She gifted Felicia, Lynn, Miracle, Dorothy. Look at all these green badges. Kama, Babe, Riri, Jojo, Bossy Chick. DC! Can we welcome DC over at YouTube? Holy chicken strips. Jesus. She said, whoop, whoop. DC. This girl is mad. Let's just walk. Thank you so much. Guys, I don't deserve this. I don't. Thank you. Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. I know. Liz over at Facebook says, all right, guys, let's get to this phone call and back to the program, all right? Nicole with the 5 gifted. Nicole, what is going on? You guys, what is going on? Nicole, thank you. Where's Elizabeth? They're acting like Elizabeth right now over at YouTube. Holy shit. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Nicole, thank you. DC, you guys are crazy. Like, what in the world? All right. Hold on, guys. I got to pin the number. Julie, no, you guys are the best. I am not the best. You guys are the best. Trust me. All right. Let's take some phone calls. Let's do it. Guys, a new video is dropping. I think we should wait for that video. I'm going to wait for that video. I'm going to understand this. This is a very good video. This is No from Novesity. What's going on? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can I get your name, where you're calling from? This is No from Novesity.
I am on Tennessee, Kentucky border. On the play, that's what I was going to tell you, like on the one where the guy was I think he was the younger guy, his cousin or uncle, and he worked with them, and the other guy worked with them sometimes. He said he spoke with him on Sunday and that they would be work on Monday and didn't show up. So we know for a fact he was alive Sunday evening. So they had to die sometime. It didn't happen on Friday or Saturday or Sunday in the afternoon or whatever. So it was later on, sometime on Sunday, that when they died, right?
Yeah, so now that we know, so Malik just stated on News Nation, talking with Kumo, that it was actually around the time of 2
around Monday.
2 a.m.
On Monday, right?
Correct.
So that was like right after, yeah. So I just think the scientists might have been playing maybe a little guinea pig game with the boys and went too far, and he has a higher tolerance, and also, or the antidote, whatever, scientists are very smart, intelligent people. So, I mean, it could be either or, so that might be why they're bringing someone else in to.
So you believe?
Starting to see the red flags.
So you believe that he did this, correct?
Yeah, I definitely 100% think that he probably made something, like, I don't know if he gave it to them and them knowingly done it, or if he, or guinea pig, like, hey, I'm going to try, see how they act and how they respond, because that's how scientists think, I mean, I'm a nurse, so, I mean, I know in the medical field, they do things to see how you act. I mean, we do placebos, we do all this stuff, like, to see how people really react to things and not react to things, and if they really had it or really didn't have it. And I just think, I think that's his scapegoat, because if you notice, all prisoners' jails, like people that has drug rehab, whatever, that's the first go-to thing. Oh, I'm going to rehab, because they get off charges. You go to rehab, your robbery goes away. Mm-hmm. You go to rehab, your murder goes away.
Yeah, it is pretty funny how
30
he just
days
goes to
later,
rehab.
he goes to rehab, and these charges will go away or whatever. And that's how the system really works in all 50 states, anywhere. If you go to rehab, we don't worry about that robbery. It'll go way off your record. 31 days later, they're caught stealing. Well, if you let me do 60 days in rehab, 30 days wasn't long enough. Will this go? But yeah, let's give you 60 days. Then they'll do them 90 days. My sister's been in rehab and done this over and over and over and over. And you wouldn't believe how many charges that's been taken away from her because of going to rehab, so-called rehab. And they go right back to their same situation,
Yeah.
That's their way of getting out. So I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
don't.
see what you're saying. He could be right. So he could be possibly playing this whole rehab call. He could be. This is like a good card for him to use. Caller, your connection.
Boys,
Caller, your connection.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The guys might have done it on their own. I'm not saying they're not. They did. But as a scientist, my mind's going to a different place. I'm thinking he gave these boys, like, I want to give this one this one this, and let's see how they react. I'll give so many 3 ounces of this and 2 ounces of this and 4 ounces of this, and we'll see which one gets them this, which situation we're in. And that's why, when because it's funny, he wakes up when the cops get there, but he was asleep for 2 days. Come on, come on, we're not that damn dumb.
Yeah. Oh, I think that
the math ain't mathing.
Yeah, it ain't mathing. But thank you so much for giving your input. I appreciate you so much.
All right.
Thank you. You're so welcome.
Bye.
Okay. Let's continue. We're gonna get a member in here. Beth Forham, welcome to the Novesity Nation. Enjoy all your perks, enjoy your badge and your priority. Guys, can you please text your full name, please? I would appreciate that very much before you do any of that. Can you text your name? Don't call. Please text and I'll give you a call, please. Please text your name, guys. Please text your name. And if you remember, please text your name. I'm too shy to call. It's okay, Ashley R.
Hello.
Hello, Paula. This is No from Novesity. How are you?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I'm doing good.
That's good. You're live on the air. Where are you calling from?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Nice, nice. So you have any input on this case that you would like to share with us?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Can you still hear me?
Yes. Oh, I can still hear you.
I'm sorry. I had a hard time hearing you. Okay. The reason why I wanted to call in is because there was something I saw online, and it's right in the field of where Jordan basically works with the HIV medications.
Oh, really? What did you find?
It was about there were children in Africa and also in the United States they're doing a study on. It's taking the one of the HIV medication and they're mixing it up with like marijuana and all that stuff, and it gives a certain high, and it also can lead to death as well.
Are you serious?
One thing. Yes.
Where did you hear this? Wait, what? Wait, where did you hear this from?
I found it online because I was doing my own research on, what could he be involved with, because it sounded more towards something, along that line.
Yeah, no, 100%. You could, are you watching me on Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay, you could send me that article, please.
Okay. Do you have an email on the on your YouTube?
So I tell everybody, everything is in the description of all the lives that I make. In the description, you'll see my my Facebook, which you could DM it to me, or the Discord. You can email it to me if those two don't work, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of want to show that on stream. That's strange. So they use it so they mix marijuana with what?
With the it's called, I think it's efavirenz. I have no idea how you say the HIV medicine, but it starts with the E. And when they interviewed some of the children there in Africa, one of the children, like, what alarming on my end, they said when you take that drug to get high, they said you can't remember what happened after you take the drug. So, and one of them actually said, quote, you can kill someone and not remember the next day.
Send that to me. Send that to me, okay?
Okay.
I really appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you for watching the show. Amazing, okay?
Okay, thank you for taking my call.
You're so welcome. Of course, Paula. Thank you for watching.
Okay, I'll send it out as soon as I can.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, I gotta see that. I gotta see that. I gotta see that. Nicole Pretty says, I am not a member. I can't figure out how to do it. DC, Nicole, they've been gifted all day. If you want, you can ask them or Starry Night, and they can tell you. You don't have to if you don't want to. Becoming a member just gives you a lot of perks in the chat and on the podcast and off the podcast as well. Like say if I post a video, your comment would actually go on top of everyone else's on the it's something that YouTube does just to get priority. Let's see here. You know what? These phone calls are good. Okay. Sorry, guys. If you missed a call, I got to move on to the next caller. I'm so sorry. Got to move on to the next caller. Okay, guys, I got to move on to the next caller. I'm calling you guys. Sorry. All right. It's called Oh, somebody found it. Somebody found it. Hey, this is No from Novesity. How are you, Karen?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for participating in the call. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from South Carolina.
South Carolina in the house. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, so give me your take on this case. Something you wanted to share with us?
Yeah, I saw this afternoon because I watch to see if you're on all day long.
Oh.
And I saw interviews this morning, probably about 1 o'clock, actually, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that an ex-girlfriend.
You have to mute the TV because you have to talk on the phone. Hello?
Okay, here I am.
Yeah, you have to mute the TV, okay?
Yeah, I did.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm from South Carolina, originally from Long Island. But I saw this afternoon about an ex-girlfriend and other people who've known him saying that he used to make drugs in school. Like, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
And he would make individual drugs for, people, what would make them feel good depending on what mood they were in. I saw this on the video.
Yes.
I also saw that the ex-girlfriend said that he was abusive and he was a psychopath.
Right.
So maybe
who? His ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. It was on a video this afternoon. And
one more time.
She said he was a psychopath. and
Really?
abusive. Yeah.
So at the
And they would-
beginning of this podcast, when I first started this podcast today, I did show the video of the guy that's related, I believe, to Ricky, I believe.
Yeah, his cousin.
His cousin did say that he made drugs and sold it in school. Yes, I showed that on the beginning of this podcast. But you're telling me right now that somebody else said that same thing?
Yeah, they had an interview with an ex-girlfriend.
Can you please, for the love of chicken strips, can you send that to me, please?
I'll try and find it.
Your name is Karen, right? Please send
Yeah.
that to me, and I would love to have that video, because if not one, but two people are saying that, that's going to be a You know what? I'm not knocking that. You want to know why, Karen? Because he checked himself into rehab. Most people get high on their own supply. Am I wrong? Come on now.
You're right. You're
Come
right.
on now. Karen, I'm getting in here. Karen, I'm
And
getting.
I also been saying, like, for the last 2 weeks, how did he not see the red jackets?
That's
okay, if
what-
if they left the jackets in the house, they still had red jerseys on. And the one that's in the chair is under a roof.
You see what I'm saying? Now you understand that what we've been saying this whole time.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what we've been saying.
I scream at the TV. I'm like, red jackets. How can he not see?
How can he
They're
not
under
see it? Yep. Well said.
They're under a roof. In that chair, he was under a roof.
You got it. See, I mean, it's just these little things that actually does matter that no one taking account for. Red jerseys in the seat, 3 guys, 1 tall guy, 1 big guy. He doesn't look. Cars in the front. He doesn't say anything. Missed 2 days. It doesn't make any sense. And now he checked himself into rehab. Could that be a cop out, or could he be really addicted to drugs where he shared it?
He's protecting himself because they can't do anything to him while he's in there.
Right, he's on. Okay, yeah. Oh, provided by his lawyer. I'm thinking that 100%, 100%, 100%. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate you so much for this. Thank you. And please, Karen, can you send me that video? Are you watching on YouTube or Facebook?
YouTube.
Okay, you could. My Facebook is in the description. My Discord is in the description, or you can send it to my email. Please, I would appreciate that so much. Okay.
And he lived because of the warm house.
Yeah, that's
and
what.
they passed out and died out there. I think one of them was trying to get to the back door when he saw his other friends collapse.
Oh,
And
David.
he ended up down. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe all 3 were in the yard. One of them fell or something, and they tried to help him. And then the other one went down, and he made it to the porch.
Right.
To try to get.
That's a good one. Yeah, probably so. That's a very good theory. Thank you, Karen, for this. I loved it. Thank you so much.
And I'll try to find that clip.
Yep, will do. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. You do a good job.
And
you do need a wife. Those girls are fighting for you.
No. I don't have a wife. I don't have
I
one.
know you don't. That's because you said if my wife ever disappeared, I'd be all over the place looking for her. So that gave them the idea that you're married. But these girls are crazy for you.
Oh, shit. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Karen. You did a good job today. Thank you.
Okay, honey.
Bye-bye.
You have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. God, I love you guys. I love my members. I love my viewers, our watchers. You guys are amazing. You guys are funny, but you guys are critical thinkers. All of you, everybody. Everybody, you guys are amazing. She said something that was very good. She said, and then if she got that video, I did not know someone else said that. If she has that video and send it to me, we're going to watch that. That was a very good call. You guys are incredible. Novesity Nation is taking over true crime, period. We're going to get justice for these beautiful, beautiful family, for these poor victims in the right condition. All right. Wait, did DC? Wait. Wait, when did wait. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Roger G with the $4.99. I saw that, Roger. I see you. He said, this is a classic lawyer move. Already building a defense case to counter reckless homicide manslaughter. Mental health will be next. Roger, oh my God. Well said, Roger. Roger, where you at in the chat? You better put it here. I want to see you say here. You better still be in the chat. Well said. Well said, Roger. Justice for the KC3. I love that. Sarah Justina, gonna give you credit for that. Over at Facebook. Guys, breaking news. I just got a video. It just popped up on my everybody. New video. New video, guys. You guys are ready? New video. I told you they were gonna drop a video. I said that. I told you. It's the algorithm. Do I have access to TMZ? I don't like to post TMZ because I'm going to get flagged. You know what? Let me do that tomorrow. I'll make my own video from TMZ and then I'll give it to you guys. Cool? Guys, I got a video. I just saw it on my YouTube channel. Oh, yeah, people are telling me that too. Taylor, Diaz, Rebecca, Campbell, Diaz again, Taylor again.
Prosecutors met with the families of the 3 victims today. And we're going to talk to Ricky Johnson's family about that meeting in just a moment. But first, News Nation's.
So they just got out that meeting. I think it was today. Teresa Emlor said we're getting involved. You damn right.
National correspondent Alex Capriello has been way out front on this story. He's live
Thank
now
you, Teresa Emlor.
in Kansas City. So do you have any confirmations on this story that that Jordan Willis has checked into rehab?
Yeah, it was one source of mine that I've met here in Kansas City who knows Jordan from early high school days was the first person to actually tell me that yesterday. And I've been working very hard to speak to other sources, trying to get that individually confirmed. And I'll tell you this, all of the people that I've been speaking to, a lot of high school classmates and also who knew Jordan from college, this is all they're talking about. This is something that's new to them. But actually independently confirming it, I have not been able to, but it is something that was shared with me early on yesterday.
I'm just getting news coming in, breaking as we're speaking, Alex. So bear with me for 1 second. Our local Nexstar station in that area is confirming that a source close to the family indeed says that he's checked into rehab. So now
it is 100% confirmed now. He did check into rehab. But what do you believe? Is that something that's going to help in his case? Or he really does have an addiction? Even if so, it doesn't look right on you. You have a drug addiction? It looks like we know who provided the drugs.
Now, it's not just multiple media sources, your source, but also the Nexstar. I think we've got enough sources now to fairly confirm that he's in rehab. You did get a chance also to speak to the cousin of one of the victims, of Clayton McGeane's cousin. I think his name is Caleb. What did Caleb know, and what did he share with you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Caleb is very, very distraught, as any family member might be, because this was just an unexpected death to happen to him. He says Clayton was like his brother. He was cousins with him, but they were like brothers. They were like this. And so to have something like this happen to him and his family is just devastating. He was actually showing up at the Platte County prosecutor's office, where the other parents of these 3 victims were told to go today for a meeting with the prosecutor, but he wasn't allowed into that room because it was specifically for parents only. Even still, he's really hurting about this because he feels like he knows what happened, something that the rest of the country is surmising what happened, which is drug use, abuse, and overdosing. And he says he knows a lot about Jordan Willis, the fact that he goes back all the way to high school. He knows the drug habits that happened within this circle of friends, and that he often says that Jordan was a supplier for that.
Oh! Oh my God!
Of course, this is an allegation from Caleb. This is not something that's been independently confirmed from law enforcement, but he says he has a theory about what happened, and he thinks that Jordan is responsible. Take a listen. A lot of times I'm hearing that
this is the video that I showed at the beginning.
David, Clayton, and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side. True?
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist. They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he up. He made a mistake. Jordan was the chemist. He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do. And now, to use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig? No.
What about Alex Lee? What do you know about him?
I know him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any idea that he might have brought drugs?
Hell
No?
no. Jordan had him. Jordan was one.
So you don't think any more attention should be paid on Alex Lee?
Alex Lee is a good man. He's a good man. Alex Lee is a solid. He was one of their best friends forever. Jordan is somebody that is known from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay, well, you want to do this? Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you, and handing them out. At this point, the country knows what's gonna happen, right? What the toxicology reports are what they're gonna reveal. We all know that, okay? Who is the one that gave it to them? And who is the one that needs to be held responsible? Where did it come from? The police are doing their job. If it takes time, it takes time. I will never tell them they're not doing what they should be doing. They're doing the best they can. It takes time because you want it to be correct at the end of the day. And that's what I hope, is when at the end of the day it comes out correct.
And when you think about it, there's a difference between Jordan and the three men. Those guys had relationships, they had children, but I keep hearing that Jordan was a single guy who had a house, who had access to drugs, and so it would make sense that those men might go there and use drugs recreationally. Of course, we don't know.
Oh, this is all alleged. It is alleged. I see you, Nicole, my mom. I'm gonna get to your comment. I got you. Thank you for the super chat. I got you. It kind of does make sense. He rents out a house. They go to the house. He's a chemist. This is still alleged. Novesity has no claims here yet. But it makes sense. Holy shit.
Know that for sure until a toxicology report comes out, but all of my sources are saying just about the same thing, that this is very normal activity when surrounded by Jordan.
One other thing I want to ask you about, next to our station, the local station there, they found out that at least one person in that house was up until 2 a.m. So Sunday into Monday morning, up late into 2 a.m. Monday morning, at least once, which is fascinating given all of these, the timeline of events. But Alex Weimer Lee, I think he calls himself Alex Lee, says he left at midnight, everything was fine. You were able to talk with Alex Lee. Did he shed any more light on that or anything else? The fact that apparently someone or all of them were up until 2 a.m. or anything else?
I have not been able to talk to Alex Lee. I've been trying to talk to Alex Lee. That's been my #1 mission while here, because I know that he was one of the very last people, if not the last person, to see these 4 men, Jordan and those 3 that are now deceased. And so obviously his testimony, his story is going to be critical to this. But I did try to stop by his house that we found through background checks, knocking on his door. You could tell it's most likely his house. Kansas City Chiefs flags hanging everywhere. And the addresses matches up to our typical backgrounding system. But I cannot find the guy. Really hard to find him. We do know that he also has a lawyer. I'm told from my sources that it seems like he is willing to talk soon because he knows that there is a lot of bad mouthing that's happening about him. Because as you heard me mention to Caleb, is there any possibility that Alex Lee brought the drugs? They know that that could be a possibility, a theory out there. And so I wanted to get to the bottom of it. I'm trying to find Alex Lee, but from Caleb's perspective, he does not believe that Alex Lee is responsible for this. He believes that Jordan is the one that's actually making these drugs and providing them to his friends.
Thank you for...
Okay, I'm still not taking Alex Lee off the hook, in my opinion. Allegedly, you know, you got people saying that he makes drugs. Another person said that he sells drugs. Willis did all this stuff. Those can just be claims too. But with Alex, I would still look at him, and I'm sorry, respectfully, in my opinion, as a suspect. not only because he was there that night and he's obviously alive, but due to his past history and him coming out very late, which kind of weird for me. It is. It's very strange behavior. Now, he did contest Persono, Willis, his lawyer, saying that your events were lies. That can make anybody suspicious. This case is crazy. Jordan lawyered up. Alex lawyered up. These people are out here defending themselves, yet their lawyers they have a problem with each other's statements. And I said this before. Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. We got 3 poor victims, sadly deceased, and 2 people bickering with each other saying that your series of events was a lie. I don't understand how can anyone's statement be a lie when it comes to no foul play. Am I correct? Can we talk about it? Someone is lying. Now, again, I'm not saying that they're both guilty or one or the other. I'm saying let's not put our eggs in one basket. You'd be very surprised about this outcome. Because in 4 weeks, we have 4 more weeks. They give us 4 more weeks. I'm upset of how the police handled this. I would have never took Jordan off my radar. I would have never cleared him. I would have definitely drew blood, sample hair. If he took drugs, who supplied it? Guys, who supplied the drugs? That's what I want to know. Accident or not, you're still at fault. You are still at fault. You supplied it. That's what I'm trying to say here. How so swiftly you check yourself into rehab? It took you to what? My friends died, so this is a wake-up call. Get the fuck out of my face. When was the wake-up call? When your friend passed away for you to get help? Are you out of your mind? You know what, Willis? Let me tell you something real quick. What I find a little fishy here, and let me break this down for you. If you can try to sell me this look that you slept for 2 days, and you open a door with an empty wine glass, if you're trying to sell this to me, saying that you just woke up, then what else are you trying to sell when checking into rehab? Because if you try to sell this look, what other looks are you trying to sell, Willis? You need help? Motherfucker, your friends that died needed help in the back. Friends don't do that. They don't do that, bro. They don't. Now these statements provided from Caleb, and people claiming that he sold drugs hasn't been officially confirmed. But if multiple people are saying it, and he checked himself into a rehab, drugs are at play in this case. I'm like 95% sure. But no evidence to whose fault, says Precious. You're right. There's no evidence. You're right. Precious Carmelo, thank you for the 200 stars, by the way. Teresa M. Lord says we're getting involved. You're right. Jessica Gilman with the 100 stars. Thank you so much. Congratulations on Facebook to all your star badges. When gifting stars, you can send a message and you get a badge. Congratulations. Kina with the 189 says, who had access to the ingredients to make them drugs? Oh. Danielle Williams at Facebook says, the old saying, the friends like that who needs enemies. Ooh, Daniela Williams. Jesus. Well, supporter Precious, yeah, but no evidence. Precious Carmelo's right. Precious Carmelo on Facebook is right. I'm reading badge comments at Facebook. This interview is so important. I gotta save that too. April, people say, well, who's April? I'm going to show you. This is the girl that found them. She was the one that found them. Shit. Oh, yeah, that's the exclusive video. That's the video. Here it is. Shit. Shoot. I have the video. Hold on. Of course that plays. People want to... Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm going to wait till after this ad real quick, and then I'm going to show you the video of when they were when they took him to detain him. Yes, I'm going to get food. I am. I'm starving.
Clayton's fiance that actually discovered those
I want to
bodies.
see that video
Called
real quick.
911 and alerted the authorities. Just walk me through what
highlights. I was getting ready for bed,
That's the car.
locking the doors.
That's the car right there. What's weird is, why is this car... Is that the car as well? Chat, is this the car? So we know that's the truck. You see that car? That car has no snow. But that car has snow. That has snow. And that has snow.
To my room.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm going to take one last... Let's get this caller in here. Julie with the $9.99. Sharnice.
Yes.
Hello, Sharnice. This is No from Novesity. How are you?
I'm fine. I have things that are, of course, this case is mind-boggling to everyone. My thing is, based on the situation.
Can you mute that? Can you mute that on your end?
Yes,
please?
thank you.
It's okay.
Based on the situation, it's possible that, like, people that smoke weed and people that smoke cigarettes, I know that there's the difference in the smell. Some people can tolerate weed, cigarette smell. Some people can't tolerate cigarette smell. It's possible that all three of them could have been standing out in the lawn, I guess, wherever the other two were found. And one of them went down because obviously it hit him first. And they were too. And like the lady said, he could have been running to the door to get help, to go get their cell phones, to call 911. But in the mist, him running to the door, I know that I've smoked weed before, and me running, he's starting to feel it, and he doesn't make it, so he sits down, because common sense, when you're getting dizzy like that, what's going to happen? You're going to try to sit down and compose yourself.
Yep.
So he could have ran and sat down and looked up and seen that by then, both of them had fell out in the lawn. And then he just passed out right there in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
He could have got to the door and was banging on the door, thinking that Jordan heard him and he was getting weak to the knees and sat down, but Jordan never answered.
I see.
He could have been running to get the phone to call 911.
Right.
But this Jordan, and I did hear earlier, I don't know what, I've been looking for the article, the interview as well. I did hear that he was a psychopath. I seen that this morning when I was going through my YouTube.
That he's a psychopath. I think his ex-girlfriend said that, right? Or something like that?
Yes. Okay. And that a lot of people, they were doing a lot of interviews with people that they went to school with and some of his college friends that all said that he was weird. Someone even said that, if I'm not allegedly said that they weren't surprised that they were known for him to grow up as a serial killer.
Oh, now that's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy.
and I'm going to continue. If I'm not mistaken, I know exactly where I've seen it, so I'm going to continue to look into it. I will for sure email those over to you
I
as well.
love that, Shanice. Please put your name, and I would appreciate that so much. This was a very important call. Thank you, and send it to me. I want to show that tomorrow for sure.
I will for sure, because I remember hearing it. Also, another thing is, I mean, everybody knows that, you know, when someone dies and you freeze them, you're just, you know, making it I mean, he just made it easier for them once they unthaw, for them to find out what's going on.
Right.
Now, with him, by them not, when they came, the police, they should have tested him right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Because by them testing him right then and there, once the tests come out for them, then they'll know if all 4 people were on the same thing. Now that they gave him time to detox, to be in rehab, now they're not going to show anything in this system.
Yeah, they didn't even the toxicology. The guy, this gentleman that I saw on the screen, he claims that he doesn't believe they did anything to him. They didn't take no blood or nothing. Nothing.
Yes, which is stupid, because if they would have took blood in there, then they would know that by the time the tests come out, all 4 of them had fentanyl, or all 4 of them was laced with this chemic that he made. By now, they're going to come up and see that, they can still detect what's in these 3 because they were so-called frozen to death.
Yikes.
But now he has nothing because he slept it off, let it get out of the system, and then went to rehab.
Yep. Well, we're just going to have to find that out to see, because that's a little strange. They should have done it immediately. Definitely burned through his system. There was a comment over at YouTube. Somebody said, I think it was Elizabeth. Oh my God, Elizabeth. I wish she was in the chat. I think Elizabeth Maddox, that's her name. Elizabeth said a crazy good super chat. It was yesterday. She said that they should have tested him or something, but now it burns through the system, but it metabolizes. But in the 3 victims, they're deceased. It's not going to metabolize.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
No, and then
that's
thing
crazy.
Is, the police, they are half-assed. I don't want to say they're not doing it, because they're not doing enough of the job. They're not on it the way they should be. Now, if it is under ongoing investigation and they don't want to put it all out there, or at least let the families know.
Damn.
At least let the families know.
At least let the family know.
They said that they. Yes.
Let me ask you a final question, because I have to move on to the next caller. Let me ask you one more question.
Yes.
Do you believe Alex has some play in this, or does he not, with Jordan?
Well, after this last interview, with Willis being the scientist and making the drugs, he is a scientist. He's a known person. He doesn't want to be on Front Street. Alex, being random, not saying a random person, we don't know his occupation, but Alex could be one of his workers.
I'm not going to knock that theory down. I'm not going to knock it, because now I'm hearing that this man sold drugs in high school. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy.
And Alex could be one of his workers. I'm a scientist, and I'm making sure. I don't want to be out there on Front Street, but I have Alex, which is my friend, who's out there willing to do the footwork. And they did say that Alex came over, if I'm not mistaken, I heard on the show, to say that he was going to go work for somebody that did not have to come to work on Monday. He came over and told him that or something?
Yeah, the lawyer said he slept in.
No, he said that Alex came over and said that somebody said that Alex told someone that they didn't have to work, that he was going to go do some work for them on Monday.
Ooh, I got to see that. I got to hear that. All I know is that Clayton had to work, and I believe one more other guy, and then Willis worked from home and slept in. But
okay, I have one more last thing to say. So Willis has only been renting that place for 6 months.
He was living at 6?
Yes. For 6 months, he's been renting that place. For him to get up and move like that, after I did some research on Fast People Search, because he comes up on Fast People Search under a last name, middle name Reed. He has another location, address, and phone number that's connected to him that is in Kansas City that he's owned since 2022.
Okay.
So I'm sure.
What address is like? No, don't tell me the address on live. But
okay, I'll send the address to you. I will email it to you.
Yeah, good job, Shanice. And also,
I will email
what
it
state
to
was
you.
that? What state was that?
That's in Kansas City as well, Missouri.
Okay, yeah. Send me that address. If I can. Well, I don't think nobody would do it. But if I lived in Kansas, I'll knock on the door and I'll go live. But
yes, I will send it. And this one is when this house pulls up, he's listed as a resident of this home.
Really?
He's listed as a resident of this home that we see on TV. When he comes up at the address, that is the other address that I'm going to email to you. He's listed as the owner since 2022.
Okay, send that to me. I want to get involved.
I will send it to you most definitely.
Thank you so much, Shanice. You are amazing.
Thank you.
And you a member of where? On Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube.
I want you to comment right after we hang up, okay?
Yes. No, Nation, thank you guys. And Novus Nation, you guys, let's keep bringing in them calls, bringing in our theories and everything. We work together. We got this.
Say it again, Queen.
We work together and we got this. We're not letting this one go down.
That's right. I love that. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
Thank you. And you make sure you go get something to eat and stop driving these women crazy, okay?
I'm all right. Thank you so much, Shanice. Thank you.
You guys have a blessed one.
All right, you too. Bye-bye. All right. I know that we want to blame Willis, but if they are all high on drugs by choice, should we still blame Willis? Because he's the only one alive, says Juanita. That's a very good comment, Juanita. Listen, Juanita, I try. Oh, Julie, thank you so much. I wanted to keep this here and say thank you. She said, if it wasn't Jordan who supplied the drug, I'm going to get to you. Then he didn't just give the name of the cops. Why didn't he got it from? Julie, this is a fucking good comment. Good super chat. It turns back to him, right? Did he ever even tell the cops where the drugs came from? If there was drugs. That's why the lawyer said no comment. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, Julie. You just made me realize something. He put himself to rehab days later. That's why the lawyer didn't say anything. That's why they both said no comment, but they comment on everything else. They said nothing about drugs. Nothing ever was said about drugs. When the toxicology report, they didn't even fucking draw his blood, and that's why the lawyer said no comment. Oh my God. It took me just to realize this. That makes sense. Holy shit. This is crazy. This case is just ridiculous. Cops were like, oh my God, he's going to rehab. Well, we should have took his blood. No shit, Sherlock. Fucking police. I'm going to take one more person. It's going to be a member. Dog Mom, I see your comment a lot. I'm going to get involved with Amy. Just found you on YouTube and subscribe. You are now found you on YouTube. First time watching. Thank you, Rebecca. We appreciate you, Rebecca. Hello, Dog Mom. Amy, correct? You are a member, right?
Member? Dog Mom?
You mind muting that on the device?
I just did it.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Novesito?
What's going on? Thank you for being a member. I really appreciate that, and for you watching. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you and everything that you're doing, and just the way you do it, the way your whole format, everything. I mean, and allowing us to express ourselves and our opinions, and just collectively come to, just try to figure this thing out.
Right. Exactly. That's what we do here. That's what we do here.
Yeah, critical thinkers. We're critical thinkers.
I love that. Love that answer. Good response. So tell me, what's on your mind?
Okay, so here I go. This is all alleged.
Thank you for
Even
saying
though
that.
I don't have a YouTube channel. This is all alleged, just my opinion. Okay, so if Jordan is a drug maker, drug supplier, maybe Alex is a runner. Maybe could have just come to score. Maybe he's a runner. What's to say that when the cops showed up and he was so cavalier and nonchalant in his sarcastic little whatever dress and with the glass of wine, that he's not supplying the crooked LE cops?
Oh, allegedly. You're trying to say that he's supplying, that's why they're cooperating with him?
Yeah, that's why they didn't give him too much of a hassle, made it look good, threw some cuffs on him, didn't, went and checked the bodies for any kind of puncture wounds or anything else. Oh, no, it's all good. Yet knowing that he's a drug dealer and he makes drugs.
So you think that, so do you think that he intentionally did this to them, or it was by accident and they're covering for him?
I believe that he intentionally did it.
Really? And
I believe that it was actually just from, I've been listening to so many things. I think there was a target, and yet the other two were with him, and he did them all in. I think the other two were casualties, and I think Clayton was the target, allegedly.
That's what you're, okay. I think I see what you're saying. You're trying to say one was, but then allegedly two so happened to okay. I see what you're saying.
Justice for the families, but I just kind of think he wasn't one of them, and maybe he wanted to fit in or whatever, and who knows. I kept seeing things very early on that he was athletic and competitive, but crazy. A lot of comments about him being crazy before some things got wiped away, and he went to school with these people, with some of these people, so. And I think Clayton was probably the one that was closest to him. And I don't know if they had a beef or whatever, but, it makes sense that what makes sense to me now is that even though, everybody's always afraid to say drugs are involved because they don't want to get arrested or whatever. But, the people that know that they went over there and did, recreational drugs to go watch the game or whatever, not thinking it was a big deal, maybe smoke a little weed, get high, whatever they do. And that's why, because I had heard that they had planned on spending the night and they would be coming home the next day. And it was one of the girls, one of the wives, or the fiance, said they always did that. It was a thing. And so then they don't show up for 2 days.
So that's what made her. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's what made her go investigate.
Investigate, right.
But I do believe Willis is not right. I do believe, there's a fine line between insanity and intelligence. And then if you're mixing drugs in between that and he's on drugs himself,
right.
Who knows?
Who knows? Right. Well said. Said. Thank you for this, this specific perspective on what you believe on this. I know you said allegedly, but what could have, in this scenario, what could have taken place?
Right.
That's very interesting. I didn't think about it this way.
And the other side is, if it was fentanyl, he probably has Narcan. If it was whatever the concoction was, I'm sure he had an antidote for it.
For what he gave them.
Right. Why wouldn't you? If you had the capability to have something like that and you were heavy into drugs, wouldn't you have that on hand in case you overdid yourself?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Hey, shit, maybe allegedly, maybe that could have been the drug, whatever, the antidote that put him out for 2 days. Shit.
Right. And I don't even know that, he really slept for 2 days, because I'm going to tell you, I used to be, back in the day, I'm 72 years old now. But
72? You mean 17?
Yeah, okay. And back in the day, I used to drink, party hardy, drink, and you give me anything, put it in front of me, and I took it before I even asked what it was. But I might have been knocked out for almost 24 hours maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And, came to, and been like, where's everybody? What's going on? Why don't I have clothes on? Or why, you know, all that kind of stuff, walking around looking to see where's everybody, what happened, you know, that type of thing. Go to the bathroom, get a drink of water or another drink, whatever it was. But I've never, even my friends that partied heavier than me, nobody ever slept more than not 2 days.
Yeah, right. That's the part that's this is why people are puzzled, because who sleeps that long? I'm telling you, I did some crazy stuff and I never slept that long.
Yeah, you come to, and I mean, you can go back into that, you know, alcoholic or drug coma if you want to, but you still come to at some point before you go back there. You can't continually stay loaded. You can't.
Right.
I tried. You can't.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So I do believe, allegedly, look, it all points to why the heck he's building the case. Why would you put yourself in rehab? And I have also been in rehab. And if they get enough evidence against him, they can go get him and arrest him. Being in there, he's not safe.
Right. Oh
They can
man, that is
take him out of there and throw his ass in jail.
right. Well said, Amy. Thank you so much for this. You're very critical thinker. You are one. Thank you so much, Amy. We appreciate you.
It's just I've been around the block more than a couple of times and seen a few things, and you know, just seeing how he's playing all this out now. He's just making everything, all his moves, his attorney, everything is just making him look more and more guilty. And no, Alex is not off the hook either.
Well said. Alex is definitely not off the hook. We want to find the truth. We want to get these. We want to definitely find some answers for these poor victims and the families. The mother is
justice for the families.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amy, for this call. I really appreciate you, and thank you for being a value member to Novesity, and welcome to the family.
I appreciate you. You have a great night.
And I appreciate you too, dog mom. Stay cool now.
Okay. I always be cool, boy.
I love that. I love that. All right now. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
So adorable. So adorable. All right. Hot honey. Hot honey, girl, you are on fire. What is going on? Hot honey says, I love all the calls tonight and the theories. And it was planned, or he did it on purpose. But riddle me this. What was his motive? And what would have he gained for killing this longtime friend? Oh, well said. That's what bugs my mind. Is it really intentional? Could it have been an accident, hot honey? What would be the reason for this? Let's be honest. Let's be fair here. Even if it was a mistake, he's still at fault. Double-edged sword for him. He's still at fault. Well said, hot honey. I love this super chat. Well said. Thank you so much, by the way, hot honey. I appreciate you. All right, guys, today is the last month. Today's the last day for anything you wish to say, to send. Today is the last day. We're moving in to February. Today's the last day. Maybe the cops tried to throw everyone off, but no foul play. But we're investigating behind the scenes. Think about it. I love your passion. I'm trying to solve this case. I actually said this about a week ago, that they said no foul. They said so they can clear him so he can get sloppy or he thinks it's okay. But the man lawyered up. So even if they did that, he's still on the fence. But they are still investigating. I still respect law enforcement, but I still think they did a very poor job here. Pure negligence. Pure negligence. Remember, guys, this is all alleged and speculations. What people call in or what the comments they say, don't hate nobody. Don't clown on them. Don't bully them. You would have never thought that this guy was making up drugs and selling them in high school. As Caleb said, that's crazy. I would have never thought it came that far. Nobody would have too. That's wild. Customized cocktail, Judy D says on YouTube. Right. Lucy Bays over at Facebook said, sloppy job, I say. Exactly. Denise says, great chat tonight, as always, on Facebook. Thank you so much. Lucy Bays also says accident, I guess. Rebecca on Facebook, says you can OD from Xanax. That's crazy. See, all this, Maureen Flannery says unintentional manslaughter. That is a possibility. That is correct, guys. I know, guys, people don't like this guy, but we have to be intelligent and remain unbiased. Stand back and look at the whole situation from a broader view, okay? All right. Hold on. Somebody said something else here. There is another video. They just released another video 7 minutes ago. Should we watch it or should we save it for tomorrow's podcast? Everybody vote right now. Just say yes or no. No, or save it. You want to watch it? Yes or no? Like you want to watch this or should we save it on tomorrow's podcast? I definitely want to invite a guest on the show tomorrow. Watch it. Okay, we'll watch it. All right, let's get involved. I feel like if I don't watch it with you guys are literally going to rip my head off. I feel like you guys are like my mom and dad's sisters and brothers. What was the fiance's name? April that went to the house. Now, oh my gosh, look at YouTube. Oh my gosh. I want to give a quick, before we watch the video, I have it right here. It is the video. I have it right here. Right here. This is the brand new video that just released. Before I get to you, I just want to say thank you for watching me. I streamed really late today and I'm sorry, but creating this website from the beginning for Novesity is so much work. I have to put so much work. I have to put so much money. I got to put so much time. I put so much work in. And somebody even said, did I create the fund? I did. Novesity officially has its own Venmo and own Cashapp. It is called Novesity. On Venmo, Novesity, on Cashapp. I have spent so much time yesterday in the middle of the night doing that, and I finally made the funding process for Novesity so I can do this full time. I want to be able to stream twice a day. I want to be able to stream for longer hours. I want to be able to do this and make videos and content for you guys. I want to do this full time for you. If I can quit my job and do this full time, you guys can see my ugly face 5 times a week. I would love to do that. I want to do this full time. So I'm working on that, okay? That's why I'm working on the store. I'm working on so much stuff so Novesity could get some type of funding so I can do this for you guys for both Facebook and YouTube. I'm trying to do this as best as I can. So forgive me for going on late. Forgive me, please. I do apologize for that. I'm humbly sorry. All right, you guys said yes, so let's do it. Let's do it.
Linda, how did the meetings go today with the Platte County prosecutors?
It went well. We got just reassurance that they are looking into this case fully. They didn't give any specifics on, evidence or what they found or what they haven't found. They just reassured us that it is being investigated.
Did they make any mention of Jordan Willis and reports that he checked himself into rehab recently?
They only mentioned that there is a rumor of that. They don't have any verification of that.
But they acknowledged they had heard that same report.
Yes, they did acknowledge that.
Linda, did they give any further descriptions of the way the bodies were found in the backyard?
No, they did not. And they said they weren't going to give specifics because they didn't want to taint the investigation. They didn't want to paint any possible anything going forward. So they just weren't getting into specifics.
And it must be so frustrating, especially since this most recent report that David Harrington was found seated in one of those lawn chairs out back. Did they say anything about what David and Ricky and Clayton were wearing out back?
Yes, I want to know this. Yes.
They did not. Like I said, they did not give us anything on the investigation side. They didn't want to, possibly if, you were called in to be what is the word I'm looking for? If you were called into court to answer questions, they didn't want to taint what you might say.
Understandable. I know that April Mahoney, who is Clayton McGeene's fiance, made the discovery, at least of one of the bodies. Can you explain that or describe that as you have learned from her? How exactly did she see the body that she saw? Was it through a window? Did she go into the backyard? Like, how did it happen?
Yeah.
My understanding is she entered the house through the front into the basement. And she went upstairs and was looking through a window and saw the body seated on the back patio.
So where the hell was Willis? She didn't see him? She didn't see Willis on the couch? This is why we are confused. Because the lawyer keeps changing shit and saying one thing, but then if she didn't see him, she went from the basement, broke in, and went upstairs, and she saw the bodies through the window and Willis didn't? Wait, what?
Backyard? Like, how did it happen?
My understanding is she entered the house through the front into the basement. And she went upstairs and was looking through a window and saw the body seated on the back patio in a chair.
What?
So she was able to see through a window that...
That's what we've been... We have been saying that so long. Have we not been... And y'all been saying it too. I'm not the only one that been saying that. Go to my podcast yesterday. That's why this case is fishy. And these families need justice. There is no goddamn way you cannot tell me right now that these people did not see that. Willis. It pisses me off. Because I could have been a detective on the scene and I would have properly investigated this and I would have questioned Willis, why the fuck are you answering my knock but not April's knock? Breaking this glass. I entered the house, looked through the window. Guys, people saying shades and this and curtains. No, the reporter from News Nation said yesterday that two of the areas didn't have that. They had blinds. This is bullfuckery. Listen to that shit again. Listen, engage, listen.
My understanding is she entered the house through the front into the basement. And she went upstairs and was looking through a window and saw the body seated on the back patio in a chair.
What?
So she was able to see through a window that David Harrington was seated in that lawn chair on that back patio. Did she mention if it was the kitchen window or if it was the doorway window or it might be a sunroom or a breakfast nook? Did she mention which window?
She did not, and I have not personally talked to her. This is just information that I have received secondhand.
Were you or your husband, Ricky, asked to come and identify Ricky's son, Ricky Jr.? Who made the identification for the police?
We were not asked to go identify the body. They told us that the bodies have to thaw out. They were frozen, and that could have possibly have taken to that Friday. Well, we weren't really willing to wait that long. So I called the medical examiner the next day, and I started describing Ricky's tattoos and his piercings, and she told me that was one of the deceased that she had.
Did you ask if you could come and make that identification personally yourselves?
I did I did call the police and ask them if that is something we could do so we could get an identification sooner, because you still hold out hope that he is going to come home. You want to make sure that that's him. I was told that that's something that you only see in movies. Don't these people to identify by.
To be clear, they said that's only something they do in the movies if you wanted to identify Ricky yourselves. Is that clear?
Yes, that's for me.
Thank you for watching. Go to Newsnation.
And just to think, I was not going to watch this video today. I was going to save it for tomorrow. Just to think, oh my God, through the fucking glass. Through the glass, everybody, just through the glass. Through the glass. Heather Carter for the 109 super chat says, Josen on drugs, the others drug alcohol? I'm sorry, I didn't understand your comment, Heather Carter. I'm so sorry, your super chat. I'm sorry, Heather. You mind putting that again? Or like just type it in the chat. I want to give a big shout out to for the direct funding of Novesity, Nicole Holder and Kim Irving with a direct support. You did send your fund, and your name will be provided inside the comments on the next podcast. I appreciate that very much. That means a lot. Okay, so hold on. Nicole Holder sent a super chat for 5 and said this: the family has been so adamant none of them used drugs. Thank you for that super chat, and I appreciate you. Nicole, you know what? Nicole! That's a good comment, because if none of them use drugs, why would they naturally be suppliers to themselves, to people? Somebody gave it to them. And now, me hearing that he went to rehab, and now I'm hearing this, I'm not buying shit anymore. I'm not buying shit anymore, chat. I'm not buying shit anymore with this case. This is too many red flags. It is too much. I'm not doing this. I'm tired. I try to give Willis a chance. Like I try to look at it in a way where I'm like, okay, Willis, maybe it's accidental. And it's kind of still seems like that. But Willis, your stories are fucking up. Nothing is adding up. She saw the bodies. You didn't see it. People saying you selling drugs. You're saying you sat for 2 days with a fan and earphones. How is that possible? You had to get up and take a shit, wipe your ass. You had to do something. You're answering doors with glasses. This interview was very, very good. Very informative. But Willis, if you were so easy to communicate and work with law enforcement immediately, so then make a speech to the public. How about that? How about that? That was so easy for you to do. How about you talk to us? If it's easy to talk to law enforcement who fucking fumbled this shit. It's bullshit, bullcrap. I'm getting upset because it's like, it's an embarrassment, like to law enforcement, to my country, to the families. How you move like this. I mean, we pay them from our fucking taxes. Jesus Christ. I'm reading some of the comments for members and members on YouTube and Facebook. Kansas is, you always ID bodies unless it's just bags and the bones. Really? Karen, member over Karen says, no, it's not something you see in the movies. My hubby is an ex-cop and the ME needs. You know what? If you know anybody who's a cop, message me directly. I want to give you an exclusive interview. I will blur your name. I will blur your voice. Anyone that's a cop or detective, I'm begging you and I implore you from the bottom of my heart. I'm begging you, please. I want to give it. I want to know how this works. I want to get it. I'm getting interviews from a lot of people and I want to have them live here on Novesity live. I want to get down to this because this is so pathetic. I do respect law enforcement. I do. But this specific law enforcement, what is going on? I do. I have no hate to cops, FBI, anybody in enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, you name it. I have love for you and thank you for your hard work. But this specific, don't get me started on what happened in Texas with the children in Uvalde, Texas, where they fumbled that shit. Don't get me started. There are good cops, but these bad cops are making good cops look terrible. And this is ridiculous. Please tell your husband, tell your wife, contact me. Please, you would benefit this case. Yes, I get a lot of views, so please, you're benefiting this case. Next comment. Rebecca says, what is direct funding? Oh, direct funding is like I just now made Novesity's Cashapp and Venmo for direct funding, which helps me a lot so I can produce clothing, merch, and accessories to give out to people, which I'm going to give out 6 total of merches from 3 on YouTube, 3 on Facebook. I'm giving out 2 more as of today because of all the love that I'm seeing right now and all the good conversations and chats and all like everything. I'm giving out 2 more pieces of merch for free when the release comes in March. All right. Next question. That's what I'm saying. What happens if the cop knows them and they're covering it up? Riri, I'm not knocking that theory down. I'm not knocking no more crazy theories. Nothing is crazy in this world. Not when people make drugs and sell them in high school is allegedly saying. I can't. It's crazy. It's crazy. How big is the department there? Says Janine over at Facebook. I don't know. Kimberly over at Facebook says they won't know. It's all hush hush, my opinion. Maybe so. I'm not knocking that neither. Christina Garcia, welcome to the Novesity Nation. Welcome. Enjoy your perks. Enjoy your badge. Enjoy your priority. Enjoy your good luck on the giveaway on the merch. Most basements come up into the kitchen. I have the photo of the basement. I'll show that tomorrow. Stacy, over at Facebook. I'll show that tomorrow. I got you. I'm going to have some exclusive interviews. Will you guys be on this podcast when I get these interviews, when I get new information, when I get the breaking news, and when I give exclusive interviews on Novesity? Will you be on this podcast tomorrow or whatever day that I'm going to be on? Will you guys be here? I want to give a big shout out to Starry Night over at YouTube. Starry Night, thank you, my mom. I appreciate you. You're doing a very good job. I appreciate you answering questions and reposting. Thank you, Starry. He has interviewed his boss, place where he works. Kelly, that I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. If you have that, please send it to me. T. Beezy said, hell yeah. Nicole Holder said, silly goose. Nicole, you're actually pretty funny. I like that. It's good, funny. I can't click fast enough when you hop on. It's okay. My VODs are always here for you guys to enjoy and watch. Julie with the 5th Julie. Guys, fuck it. We may have to release merch in February. Julie, thank you so much. Julie Schenk. Julie, thank you guys so much. Julie, I'm really not worthy of this. Like, for real. Roger G says, count me in. Roger, I appreciate you. Thank you, Roger. Julie! Somebody said that they have... Okay, somebody says that they sent me something in my email. I'm going to show this tomorrow. I'm not going to show it today. This podcast is running on 2 hours and 30 minutes. You guys need to go to sleep, and I need to try to get some food because I'm running on, I'm going to tell you right now. Not kidding. 21 hours with no food. That's bad. All right. Yes, I'm going to show that tomorrow. Julie! Come through, Julie, DC says. Right, DC? Stacy over at YouTube, supporter Stacy at Facebook says, that's a tease. I know. I'm clipping toenails, says Kimberly. Kimberly, what? You clipping toenails? Bobby says, love you, Nove. I love you too, Bobby, over at Facebook. Next, we have at least bring popcorn. Lucia Babe says, right. Come, Nove. You have to eat. Yeah, I know. I'm going to go eat, guys. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you guys. Guys, you guys are so intelligent. Every single one. I'm reading everyone's comments as best as I can. I'm reading everything as best as I can. Christina Garcia, welcome to the Novesity Nation. Welcome to the family. Julie. Let me go eat before Julie rips my head off. Before you guys beat me up. I'm going to go get some food. All right. I love you guys. No, Christopher and Ramon Preciado court dates have been postponed to April 16th. I did see that, Lisa. I did see that. Precious Carmelo with the 100 stars. Precious, you donate not a stars. Your badge should be morphing. Your badge grows every time you donate. That's really good. Congratulations, Precious, for real. Novesity, the podcast that don't sleep. No. I gotta go. I'm being disrespectful to you guys, and I'm so sorry. I know you guys gotta go to sleep, and I don't want to be rude to you. Please, I do apologize for going on late. It's just I have to work on the website, the merch for you. I gotta work on everything for you guys. This is not for me only. This is for you. I swear to God. Guys, you know what I'm doing? This is what I'm doing. I am trying to save up to $4,000, I think. I think it's 5,000 or 4, one of those. I don't know. It's in my notes. I'm buying a device that will allow me to go live anywhere across the country when I travel on the plane. You know, like what the news station has? If you think I'm lying, look up Live View Solo. They have that. Those are for stations. I'm saving up all the money to try to go to build a backpack that allows me to go live anywhere in the country. So you know how I go live at the studio station? I'm not doing that no more. So say something happens in PA where a case I need to go, or you guys need someone who's reliable, who knows how to get the fucking facts. You take this device, it's an encoder, you plug it to a battery, you plug it to this camera right here that I have right here, and then I get to go live anywhere. Look it up, Live View Solo, that's what it's called. I'm not fucking around. I'm investing my whole entire funds, career, and everything into this because I'm doing this for you guys, period. I'm doing this for y'all. This is my career now. It's not about me. This has nothing to do with me. It's about y'all. I have a responsibility. You guys come to me and spend your time. You send super chats. You send stars. I'm not going to do this dying knowing that I did nothing good with it. You know, my mother always told me, yo, I believe in what you do, but do it great. You damn fucking right I will. You damn right I will. The fuck out of here. Hell yeah. I'm competitive. If somebody, who's going to do it better than me? Respectfully. No, I want to get these stories done. I want to solve these crimes. I want to get the justice. I want to get this justice for these fucking families because it's bullshit how they treating these families with nothing being said. Nothing. I refuse. I don't believe that. That's bullshit. All right, go eat. Oh yeah, I'm getting angry. Yes, I'm getting angry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting hangry. I am getting hangry. I'm taking my anger out. Sorry. I am hungry. All right, let me go, guys. I'm getting a massive headache. All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit the share. Oh yes. So the 6 t-shirts that I'm giving out, I will be choosing it in the first week of February. I believe in 7 days. So you have to be live. Please be live. I will call out your names and I will say, congratulations, Nicole Holder. You just won Novesity first batch t-shirt. Or let's just say I said Karen Newcomb or Bella Rose or Beauty or Lisa House or Rebecca or Des or Juanita Martinez or Hot Honey, Juanita Castillo. Claro que sí, mira. Christina, Riri, or of course supporters on Facebook, from Danielle to Alicia to Rosa Alicia. I see you, Rosa Alicia. I see you want the red hair. Or Precious Carmelo. Or if I say Rose Mazgaza Crowley, I will call your name and I'll be like, you have to send me your address so I can directly ship you the merch for free. Absolutely. All right? All right, guys, let me get out of here. I love you guys very much. Hit the like, hit the share for me if you haven't. YouTube, hit the like if you haven't subscribed. Look at that number. Holy shit. 15555. Somebody make a wish. Christina Garcia said, I love this podcast. You are awesome. And I love you. It's you. It's you guys. I want merch. I got you. Stay healthy. If you don't put yourself first, you can't do your work. Kimberly Mancha. Well said. All right, guys. I love you then. Oh, Christina Garcia, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Virginia with the super chat said, I am so glad I found you this second time today. Virginia, thank you so much for the 10 super chat. I really appreciate you guys. Okay, thank you for checking me out, lady. I appreciate you. Enjoy and watch the feedback, all right? All right, guys. I love you guys. Have a good night. Bye. I love you guys so much. I love you. I love you. I love ya. I love you like a fat kid loves cake. I love ya. I love you like a woman loves chocolate. I love ya. Have a good night, guys. Until then, I'll see you on the next one.